welcome to my channel. So for today's video, I decided last week the oil pastels were actually crayons. So we're gonna try some Crayola oil pastels this week. Had a hankering for oil pastels again. You guys know at this point that I really enjoy oil pastels. And I also really enjoy trying new things, especially Crayola and especially affordable. So here are our colors. This is a 28 pack. That's the biggest I could find with Crayola. To start with, the packaging is a little weak considering there's so much extra space on each side. They could have saved a little bit of that cardboard. I do like the shape though. Hang on, let's try and get up under here. It's got like a hexagonal shape and then a rounded tip. So I feel like that'll be good for knocking out some details, and they are labeled, color labeled. So let's give these guys a try. So first I'm going to swatch them. I'm not going to put y'all through that. I'm just going to knock it out really fast. Not that I'll probably ever use the metallics, but this gold is so flaky. All of the other ones are incredibly buttery. That gold is horrible. The silver is probably not going to be much better. This order is incredibly chaotic, but before I reorder them, since I did test them in this order, I'm going to go ahead and label them all. I have now put them in order of what I think is best. So I've got white, gray, black, brown, a pinky tone, reds to oranges to yellows, and then I put the flesh tones here, greens to blues to violets, then metallics. So I want to still see how they layer and how they blend. So let's try and layer first a darker color over a lighter color and then a lighter color over a darker color. Let's do yellow and brown. Okay, they actually layer pretty decently. And then I want to also see how strong the black is. Alright, so that pretty much covers everything. And then the blending, I want to do two similar colors and then two very not similar colors. So let's do red and yellow orange for the similar colors. Alright, so not too shabby. And then two not so similar colors. Let's do a light green. So this is that sea green with, let's do brown. Honestly, not horrible, but you can see a little bit of lifting. So we'll have to go lighter layers probably. So we'll just have to be careful of that. But that's good to know. So now that we've got the color chart done, I've already made up a sketch. It looks like I've already got some black on it, so that's just pretty peachy. I do have to clean some up with the eraser a little bit and then also lighten my lines. I think I'm going to start with the actual birdhouse. So I'm going to start with goldenrod and just kind of get like a preliminary color down. Brighten it up down here quite a bit. they layer okay while they're first depositing pigment, but after a few layers, I'll have to look back over the footage and put it in editing, but I want to say it was 3 or 4 layers, they stop layering and they kind of just, like, you can see a little bit on it, but it's not a lot of pigment being put down anymore. So it's good to know. Honestly, they were doing better than I expected initially. So I'm gonna do this part over here now. I don't hate that shadow. I wish I did have this defined a little bit more. So I am going to add a little bit of the brown up here. I'm wishing that I had a really dark gray instead of a black for this. But I understand that it's an introductory set, so we're just gonna go ahead with the black. Okay, so we got the front facing part down now. Let's go ahead and work on the interior of the roof. I need to differentiate this. It's getting a little too close together. Now this part is supposed to be yellow, but the plywood's peeking out quite a bit. I think I'm just gonna do it brown to match the roof. We've got the reflection of the bottom in the middle on here. And we have the actual birdhouse now just for the background. So I am now going to work on the background. I am simplifying it from what it actually is because the garden is over here. The neighbor's deck is over here. So I'm simplifying it a little bit. I'm basically just going to keep the trees here, the dark under the tree line over here. I'm going to extend to the tree line, and then I'll probably put a simple garden here, or maybe some lighter greens, or maybe I'll just do rocks, like little brownish shades. We'll see. This is just peeling right off. I'm gonna try and keep it on, but we'll see what happens. Let's see, what color do I need? I need a lighter blue, brighter blue. Is this sky blue? That's appropriate. It's actually pretty spot on. I don't think I'm gonna need to blend or mix colors. Considering they are student grade, I'm actually really enjoying these. I mean, most of what I use is student grade. I like to use cheaper and more accessible supplies, both for my own wallet, but also because I like the idea of sharing that art doesn't need to be expensive. I've mentioned that before on my channel. Oh, I still got green on here. Darn it. Maybe there's a really distant tree that's just really faded out. I had a question in the comments a while back asking what I do with my completed work, because I make so much of it. Make at least one piece a week. And the answer to that, the pieces that I really like, I tend to display in my own home. I feel like art should be accessible. In reality, it is. Most of the time, you should not sell work made with a lot of the supplies I use on here. And that is because a lot of cheaper supplies or student grade supplies are not going to be light fast, which just means they're going to degrade in time to natural and artificial light. Different rates, but they still will. But you can always make prints. And I do intend on making prints at some point with my more popular work, or my more popular videos rather. But in the future, when I hit, the goal is 100 subs for this, I plan on releasing prints. So I'm going to invest in a scanner and find a company that will work with me with prints. I don't have the space or the funds to get everything for it, but I do intend to work on getting prints going. And there are plenty of companies out there that you send in a scan and they will make prints, and some of them will send them to you and you can distribute them, or some of them will distribute them themselves. And that's probably the route that I'm going to be going, just because I don't have a P.O. box or anything either. The point that I'm making is we are at nearly 60 subs right now. If you do like my work and you want to own a print of it, I'm really sentimental with my art, by the way. So even higher quality supplies would be really hard for me to part with. I mean, eventually I might if I have a print of my own work anyhow. Prints are a great option for artists that are sentimental like I am, but also because a lot of my artwork is eventually going to fade. There is a spray sealant. There's probably several brands. I tend to use a company called Crayola. They make spray paint and fixatives and things. And I have a UV resistant spray paint, basically. It's like a clear spray paint that the magic of technology is UV resistant. But that only goes so far. I still wouldn't feel comfortable selling original art with that, because even on higher quality materials, I would still use that personally, just for safety's sake, safety of the work. I would like to release prints. So if you're interested in prints and you're not subscribed, subscribe. And if you are subscribed, let your friends and family know about me. There's the share button down there, or you can always just say, hey, there's this YouTuber. Look up Naturally Artsy on YouTube because she's really cool. No matter the way, the goal at the moment, and it's a pretty low goal, so we'll see what happens, is 100 subscribers before I invest in a scanner, which hopefully I'll be able to do pretty soon. So that's the plan. and to answer the rest of that question from that comment. In case you were wondering and you didn't see that comment, I honestly forgot which video it was from. Like I said, I hang in my home what my favorites are, and then the rest I have in a binder with sheet protectors in it for when I get around to sealing it, because I tend to batch seal my work. If you want to see a video of me batch sealing, because I do plan on getting around to some of that pretty soon, let me know and I can record that and kind of walk through my process with y'all. If it's not something you want to see, then don't worry about it. Overall, I do actually really like these for the price. I think they were like $6. I had a $5 voucher from Michael's, so for me it was 99 cents. Once they stop layering, they definitely stop layering. And as you can see here, I'm trying to take some of these crumbles off, and they are very sticky, which for oil pastels is a very good thing typically. But when you don't want the little bits to stick, then it's not great. Let's see, what color do I want to sign with? Let's just do black. So never forget to sign your name on your work. And if you like my channel, if you like my art, don't forget to like and subscribe. Screwed that one up a little bit, didn't I? So if you liked the video and you like my art, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to stay artsy. Bye, guys.